Hello everyone, welcome to this video. Today we will see the story of David, a rich boy who thought money could buy everything, but life taught him a lesson he never expected. Let's begin. David was a very rich boy. He lived in New York City, a place full of tall buildings, expensive restaurants, and luxurious lifestyles. He had everything that people dream of. He had a big house with beautiful gardens, a swimming pool, and luxurious furniture. He owned the most expensive cars, the latest iPhone, branded clothes, and a gold watch. Everyone in the city knew that David was rich, but he did not care about anyone. He thought money was everything. He never respected poor people. He never helped anyone. He believed that only rich people were important in the world. To him, life was about luxury, parties, and showing off his wealth. He always boasted about his money and insulted those who did not have as much as him. David believed that with money he could buy anything, even happiness and respect. But this was his biggest mistake. David was not always like this. When he was a small child, his family was not rich. They lived in a small apartment in Brooklyn, a neighborhood where people worked hard to survive. His father worked very hard to earn money, often coming home late from his job at a factory. His mother took care of the house and cooked delicious meals with love. David did not have expensive toys, but he was happy. He played with his friends in the park, ran around barefoot, and enjoyed the little joys of life. He loved his parents and respected everyone. His family was not rich in money, but they were rich in love and happiness. One day, his father started a business selling handmade furniture. He worked day and night, and slowly the business grew. Customers loved the quality of his work, and soon he started making more money. Within a few years, they became very rich. They moved into a big mansion in Manhattan with many rooms, expensive decorations, and servants. David got everything he wanted. He got a new iPhone every year, the best designer clothes, and a big sports car when he turned 18. But with money, David changed. He stopped talking to his old friends. He thought they were not good enough for him anymore. He only wanted to be with rich people. He started thinking that money was everything in life. He became arrogant and looked down on poor people. If someone asked for help, he ignored them. He never donated money to charity. He laughed at people who worked hard but earned less. He believed that without money, life was useless. He thought that money could buy anything, happiness, respect, and even love. But he did not realize that respect and love cannot be bought, they must be earned. David's behavior towards poor people was terrible. When he saw a beggar on the street, he made fun of them instead of helping. He once saw an old man selling fruits and mocked him, saying, "Why are you working so hard? You will always be poor." The old man simply smiled and said, "Hard work is more valuable than money, young man." But David ignored his words. When his driver, who was a kind and hard-working man, asked for a small loan to help his sick wife, David refused and insulted him, saying, "I don't give money to poor people. Go and work harder." David's life was full of parties, luxury trips, and expensive gifts. He spent nights in five-star hotels and traveled in private jets. But deep inside, he never felt true happiness. He was surrounded by fake friends who only cared about his wealth. He never felt the love and warmth he once had in his childhood. One day, something happened that changed his life forever. His father's business failed due to a financial crisis. They lost everything. Their cars, their house, and their money were all gone. Suddenly, David had nothing. The rich friends he had left him. No one helped him. He and his parents had to move back to a small apartment in Brooklyn. David was shocked. He could not believe how life had changed in just a few days. For the first time, David saw the real world. He had to work hard to survive. He got a job at a small restaurant as a waiter. He saw how people struggled to earn money. He saw how kind and generous poor people were, even when they had little to give. The same old fruit seller he had mocked before saw him working and gave him a free apple, saying, "Hard work brings respect, young man." David felt ashamed. The driver he had insulted before saw him struggling and gave him some food. David realized that the poor people he had looked down upon were more generous than the rich friends who had abandoned him. At first, it was very hard for David. He was not used to working long hours, taking orders and cleaning tables. His hands hurt, and he felt tired every day. But slowly, he adapted. He learned the value of hard work. He started respecting people who worked honestly to earn a living. He met real friends who did not care about money but cared about him as a person. David also realized that he had to improve himself. He started studying again and took evening classes to learn business and finance. He wanted to build something on his own instead of relying on his father's money. He saved every penny he earned and planned carefully. He apologized to the people he had hurt in the past. He helped the fruit seller and the driver who had once helped him when he had nothing. Slowly, he gained their respect. After years of struggle and hard work, David opened a small cafe in Brooklyn. It was not a luxury restaurant, but it was his own. He treated his staff with respect, paid them well, and helped poor people by offering free meals to those in need. His cafe became famous for its kindness and good food. Many people started visiting, and his business grew. David was no longer the arrogant rich boy who looked down on others. He had changed. He understood that true happiness was not in expensive cars or designer clothes, but in love, respect, and kindness. He finally learned that money could not buy everything. Even though he was not as rich as before, he was happier than ever. He had a loving family, true friends, and a meaningful life. And for the first time in years, he truly smiled. And that's the story of David. Life taught him a lesson that money is not everything. What truly matters is kindness, hard work, and respect for others. If you liked this story, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to our channel for more inspiring stories. See you in the next video. Thank you for watching.